Hello everyone, I am Adip from IIT College of Engineering. Today I am going to share about a very interesting topic. Before I am getting into my topic, I want to remember you people of the one quote said by our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in one of his ceremony. The quote was, "The education is the most powerful weapon which can change the world. It's an undeniable fact and we have to accept it." The quote coming to say that the education can change the world, which means the problem we are going to face is how we get the education. How we going to learn things. Does real education comes from only from classroom? And according to me, never. The real education doesn't come from classroom. And this was my topic 2 today. I'm going to speak here. So how the education comes from? Okay, learning may occurs in classroom. For what purpose? The classroom learnings are just for the purpose of academic purpose, to boost among others and to gain marks and to promote us for some other kinds of developments. But it doesn't necessarily alone in our life. Which means we need more from this learning education. So classroom learning are kinds of these kinds, few kinds. So how we can gain education, how we can learn things. So these kinds of education learning may occur in classroom or not necessary. According to me, education includes observing starts from itself, home itself, which means the main real goal of education is to prepare child to reach his adulthood with good morals, with good behavior, and to good self decision making. And these kinds of things we can't get from classrooms alone. And if we depend on only classroom, then we are going to lose necessary in our life. For example, take Mr. King Solomon. He had failed 70 times in the war, and after failing 70 times, he learned the lesson from spider, and he fought again. He fought and tried once again, and he win. This was the real education apart from classroom. And Mr. Abraham Lincoln was present in an election among the blacks, and he won the election. And this too comes to say the presence of hard work and tirelessness of Abraham Lincoln, and this too never comes from classrooms. And what does this kind of education, and where does we can gain from this tirelessness, and how we are going to keep it up with itself in our life. Okay, let me talk about it, how we gain this education. Okay, I said the real education starts from observing mom and dad in homemade. For example, in home, we can see our parents give respect to our elders, and as well as we seeing them, we too seek the same, and we too start respecting our parents. This was the education comes from observing. And next is learning how to learn by our self-interest. Okay, aspiring. Okay, if you are interested in anything, you can't stop. Anyone can stop you in any aspects. Learning may have no boundaries, and if your talent is true, and if you are self-interested in one thing, are you passionate in some kind of education, no one can stop you in any aspects. And learning is not the boundary of alone in classroom. It's apart from classroom, and many things to learn in the world. For example, you have to go discuss many places, innovative thinkings, which makes also lead to learning many things. And the main principle of motto of learning is, according to learning, it doesn't mean to learn for good marks. It means to learn just for learnings. Learning means how to learn something which should be useful for us, and for surrounding us and environment. It should give some benefit to us and also the people who are surrounded us. This was the real motto of learning. And finally, I come to say, and as per my aspects, the final aspects of mine is not alone the learning from us. The real teacher, the teacher also gives us some kind of learning. And according to me, the real teacher of our education is our experience. Our experience can talk anything as easily to us. For example, if you try to learn one certain kind of education or particular object or thing, you may fail in again and again without any practical knowledge or without any experience. But after doing again and again, once you fall, rise, and again you fall. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. It does only matters how many times you rise. Which means After rising again and again, you got many more experience. That experience lead you to talk, learn many more things in your life. And this was my final experts. And thank you for providing this opportunity. Thanks a lot.